Yeah, I'm running one. As a lot of people don't know, I have a stepson that has autism, so it means a lot for me to run something special and make it awareness of autism and get it out there. And I also seen on the forum that Nick Phillip is also going to be running a special autism scheme, and I believe Stevie got something going on with that too.
Yes, I've been in the paint booth, working on the car, and should be ready in the next couple of days. It's going to be a nice little thing. It's a Rockford autism car, I guess you can say, Northwestern Illinois autism car, and, thought it'd be just a nice thing to do, just to get the awareness out there so people will know what's going on in the world.
Chad, your thoughts on next week's race here at Dover?
The Dover Mile. It's a tough track, fast, very fast, concrete. Should have some great side-by-side racing, and should be a pretty darn good show.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
All right, Calhoun. Well, then I guess we'll just jump over to who you think will win the 70s race. Unless you have anything else to say.
70s. Oh, well, I was going to say Powerade when we're not sim racing. And, of course, we're drinking Powerade. It's the sponsor of Raceday.
Well, you can't say that enough, Calhoun, I know. So, Riverside International Raceway. Who is your picks, guys?
We'll let Chad pick since he's the newest guest and since he's been back from vacation. Chad, who do you think? Riverside.
Let's see. It's a road course, and after looking at Watkins Glen, I'm gonna go with. Gonna have to go with Nick Phillip. I think he's gonna do it. He was very dominant at Watkins Glen, so looks like he's a road course ace. So I got to go with him.
How about your thoughts,
Bill? Who do you think?
Well, I gotta agree. I think Nick Phillip, if he's gonna be in the field, is probably going to be one of the guys to beat. Williams is always tough at road courses, and if he's on the entry list, you can't count him out either. But there's always that chance for a sleeper. One of those guys that you don't really expect to be up front, and someone could very easily steal it all.
Yes, you speak of sleeper, and I'm falling asleep because this race day is one of the latest race days we've ever done. It's about 11:10 Central Time at night, I'm sure Calhoun's tired. So, Calhoun, who do you think is going to win the Riverside race?
As I'm looking at the entry list, Nick Phillip is on the entry list. So, like Chad and Bill has said, he would be a threat. But I also see another possible threat, a sleeper, as Bill would put it, and that's Ryan Hearn. He looked good at Watkins Glen, at AMRL, as well as GRS. That's another league he runs in, and I seen him over there, and he looked pretty good there. So I say Ryan Hearn.
Yeah, well, Ryan Hearn, Nick Phillip, they're all good contenders, but cautions will be on, so that might play an effect on this weekend's race. If there's a few laps to go and there's that racing back to the line in the 70 series all day long, so it will be something to watch for. So, the Autism Speaks 150 at Dover International Speedway. Chad, you want to take your guess on who might win that
one? That's another tough one. High speed, short mile track. I'm gonna have to go with Jake on this one. He's been tough, and I think he knows he let one get away in the late model, so he's gonna be digging awfully hard at Dover for to make up for it.
Yeah, that's one of the first times I've ever seen Jake overcorrect himself and spin it. And it was bad to see. He had a good fight in that late model race. So, Bill, who do you think can win the Dover race?
Well, again, hard to really put your finger on any one, but if I had to pull a name out of the hat, I wouldn't be surprised to see Maverick Morrow running up front. He's shown in the past that he knows how to get around that place, and he'll be up there again for sure.
Yes, Maverick hasn't been doing as hot as he used to do in TWRL, so he might just need a little spike to get it back going. So Calhoun, if you look at the entry list, who do you think you might see in victory lane this week?
I'm going to go out on a limb on this one, and momentum coming from the late model race and so forth. I'm going to say Kevin Klein, not just because he's a teammate, because he's an excellent driver. I mean, he showed what it needed to be done in the late model race. Unfortunately, he had a bad pit stop late in the race and got him back in traffic, but he was able to come back and get third. So I see Kevin Klein doing good things at the Monster Mile. What about you, Stevie?
I look at it, I see, go down the list, it's just Chad Zimmerman. I think he's got it. Chad Zimmerman, I've seen him race before. And, Chad, I think you can get it done this weekend.
Well, I'm going to be ready, and I think we're going to have a good car. BNCZ, they supply some great motors, got a lot of good horsepower there, and I think I got a good hot rod, as Rusty Wallace would say.
Yeah, so be a pretty good race at Dover. So, what do we got on the late model schedule? Richmond, who do you think's got that one? Let's go with Bill this time.
Late models at Richmond, that'll be one whale of a show. And with a second place in his debut late model race, my buddy and my co-owner, my partner Chad, I'll bet you he's going to be right up there. He got that momentum, and that's so important in this sport.
Yeah, momentum's pretty good in this sport. So, Chad, who do you think has got that race down?
Well, I don't know. There was it was about 5 cars that could have won Eldora, and I think Stevie Miller's going to bounce back and run pretty good. He was a little upset with what happened to Eldora, and I think you're going to come back and run pretty good there, Stevie.
Oh, that's nice to know. Eldora just blew up on me. Rockford the week before just blew up on me, so I've been contacting the engine department, yelling at them, and they said they got some new stuff for me. So, Calvin, who do you think's got the late model race down?
Late model race, I'm going to have to go with my teammate on this one, Jake Bustos. He's looking forward to this race. I've talked to him throughout the week, and he said unless something drastic happens like this week, he will be in the show. So I look for him to maybe pull a debut win out of it. How about you, Stevie?
Well, look at it, one of the most dominant late model racers is Jake Williams, so I think Jake